Okay, we may as well get started. Hello, everyone. My name's Manly Sitter. I'm VP Education for ASCM Western Canada. Thank you for registering and attending this session. We have Crane Harvey, who's going to be speaking on an AI-related topic, focus on project management side. We have been doing a lot of different sessions on AI over the last couple months, well registered, well attended. We will be recording the session and posting to our YouTube channel. If you are not aware, we actually do have a YouTube channel, and we have about 7, 8 different sessions that have now been posted. So please, you'll get a copy of a link taking you over to the YouTube session. You can always follow us, but we will be updating on a regular basis different sessions. So I'm going to hand it over to Crane, and I'm just going to go in the background. I will check the chat and also let people in. So Crane, please, thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, Manley, for the introduction. And thank you everyone for being here today and taking the time. Today I'm going to show you how AI uh, is just transforming efficiency and improving results for planning and scheduling any project. Bit of background on myself before we start. I'm Vancouver based, mining engineer by education. I spent the first 25 years of my career in the mining industry. In 2000, I founded a mine scheduling software company, and over the next 13 years, built that up to where our software was used in over 80 countries around the world. And at that time, the company was bought by Dassault Systems, the big French software company. Uh, they they gave me a non-compete in the mining industry. I wanted to stay active, so I teamed up with an ex-employee of mine, and recognizing we had over 25 years developing scheduling software, we looked at the tools that were out there at the time. The market leader was by far a Microsoft Project, Primavera P6 being used on large projects, both extremely powerful scheduling functionality, but in our view, very cumbersome to use. They didn't communicate project plans well at all. So we set the goal of delivering the same powerful scheduling functionality through a much more intuitive and engaging platform. And we started that about 10 years ago. And the product is, we have two products, one called GamePlan, which is our general project management tool. The other one is BuilderPlan, geared for construction. They're identical products, just with a different skin on them. And so I'm going to show you GamePlan today, but specifically how we and customers are using AI to, again, just transform how they are, the efficiency and the results in their project planning and scheduling. Um, so for context, before I start, to start, we'll just look at how people are planning these days. Microsoft Project is still by far the market leader for project scheduling. And this, I'm sure most of you are familiar with it. Here's a Microsoft Project schedule. It's, again, very powerful scheduling functionality, but extremely cumbersome to use. If you wanted to add a new task into this schedule, essentially it's kind of like a spreadsheet. You just insert a row, you give it a task name, give it a duration, and then you give it a predecessor. And the predecessors are, done by row numbers. So, it's not an intuitive way to plan, not an efficient way. And so to create a schedule that's, even a few hundred tasks can take days. If you're doing a large one of 1,000 and more, it can take weeks or even months. And people, yeah, they fight with this tool. It's And it also does not communicate the a project plan well at all. You can sort of look at these arrows between the bars and that denote the dependencies, but it certainly doesn't give you a high level view. So we set the goal of again delivering that same powerful scheduling functionality through a whiteboard user interface. And the whiteboard, because we sort of looked at how people planned, um, now, or if they're planning, if they're with their team on the in a conference room, there'll be somebody up on the whiteboard. They'll start planning with the person on the whiteboard using a combination of symbols, of arrows, of texts, and really sketching out their project plan. And then one person is tasked to take that and enter it into a Gantt chart, which can be a very error-prone process and also very time-consuming. And no one wants to do that job. So we thought, well, let's develop a product where it's whiteboard first, and as you plan on this very intuitive whiteboard, the Gantt chart is automatically created for you. So this is GamePlan. And I'm going to get to the AI, but this is just to give a bit of context on what I'm showing you today. And we will just import. We can import from Project and P6 as well as from Google and Excel. And we'll import that exact same project schedule. And there it is presented on the whiteboard. So the whiteboard, it really provides two purposes. It makes working with your schedule very intuitive because it's all drag and drop. You can position things however you wish, but it's also an incredibly powerful communication tool because that anybody can understand the sequence of activities that need to be done. Um, but Gantt charts are very important. So we do have a Gantt chart, and the whiteboard and the Gantt chart are interactive. So if you select anything on the whiteboard, the Gantt chart scrolls to show you that. If I were to change the duration, we'll make that 20 days. The Gantt chart again immediately adjusts to show that new schedule. Also, in this case, the critical path has also changed. The critical path is shown by red arrows. And you can make changes in the whiteboard or on the Gantt chart. So that's again, just some context. That's the approach we've taken, and that's the big difference between GamePlan and a traditional Gantt chart project scheduler. It's got all the same powerful scheduling functionality. We're just kind of whiteboard first. So on to AI. We use AI and we're using it wherever we can add value for our customers, leverage these incredibly powerful AI tools that are out there now. And so we're going to show you how it's basically we're using it in 4 different places right now. We're using it to start planning. You can describe what you want to plan in text through a prompt, and your initial project plan will automatically be created for you. You can then choose to add detail wherever you want to drill down and add more detail, go down a WBS level. And again, automatically created for you with AI. We have a chat interface where you can just ask questions about your plan. You can say, look, all of these tasks, make them longer. So if it's especially for big bulk edits, lots of changes, that's another way we leverage AI. And then finally, we use it to analyze your schedule and generate an executive summary that typically the planner has to publish for clients, for upper management. And also, we do use it to do detailed risk analysis. So every schedule contains risks. Typically, those risks are the schedule is handed off to a subject matter expert who will take days, weeks, and look at all the risks they can find, create a report, and give that back. That can be now can be done in minutes with AI. And I'll go through all of that today. So we'll start with just creating an initial high-level project plan through a prompt. So just in case people can't read this, the text is quite small. I'm just on a laptop screen. It says, create a project plan for a residential two-story detached house with basement approximately 3,000 square feet in Greater Vancouver, BC. Include demo of existing old home on site. So this prompt can be as simple or as detailed as you wish. I've seen people copy and paste 15-page bid documents in here, and it will come up with a very detailed project plan. So yeah, any level of detail, this is very simple. You can choose to assign people to the tasks. You can choose to group them. That's sort of the WBS levels, making summary tasks. And clicking generate typically takes about 10 to 15 seconds. And now, by no means is it going to be perfect or right, but it's just somewhere to start from. It gives you that yeah. So you're not starting from a blank page, adding task by task. And if we now just window in on that, so you can see first the first group of tasks: site preparation, disconnect utilities, obtain demolition permit, demo existing structure, and so on. And you just kind of go through studying it. Are these durations accurate? Obtain demolition permit. That's probably nowhere close to accurate in Vancouver. Let's give that 20 days. You just make that change, and you can see everything downstream pushes out. So yeah, so again, it's very high level, but it's just somewhere to start from. And now the next step is to just go through it, and are those durations correct? Of course, when is it going to start? Let's say it starts July the 2nd. That's now adjusted everything downstream starting on the 2nd of July. And then are the dependencies valid? Do they make sense? And again, much easier to look at that on a whiteboard than, say, working in a Gantt chart, which is there, but you can choose, where you want to work, but people do love the visual nature of the whiteboard and how intuitive it is to work with.
So, Crane,
Um,
there's a question in the chat. Did you give it the WBS or what was the input?
No, we did not give it the WBS. The only input was just this prompt, but we did say place the tasks into groups. If we had turned that off, it would have given us a flat structure, just tasks, no grouping. So that was the switch that created the WBS. So now let's look at how we can add more detail here. And really, you can just do this on any task that you choose. So excavate for foundation, where you can just right click and go expand with AI. And now, in the context of this entire project plan that it knows about, it's turned that task into its own group, into a summary task, and created these tasks underneath it. excavate soil, transport, level and compact base, and so on. And we can choose to, you know, if we want to, hide that detail, we can. We can show it. And hiding it, you can see that's not very space efficient. We can actually choose to automatically choose that automatic whiteboard layout. And then what it will do when we compact things is it gets efficient as possible with the whiteboard layout. And that's really important because if you've got 1,000 tasks, activities in your plan, there's no way that you could make sense of them all, but you can just show them at whatever level of detail you wish. You can drill down, you can come back up. And as you do that, the whiteboard will adjust accordingly to be, as efficient as possible to show you the project workflow. So that's yeah, and we can do that. You can do that anywhere on any task. You just right click and expand with AI, and it will automatically turn that into a group and create tasks underneath it. And then again, you look at those tasks, subtasks, and are they accurate? Then you manually, are the durations okay? So you spend your time, kind of thinking strategically, is this correct, rather than typing into a grid. Okay, so that's the first two places that the AI is used. And then the third place is we have an intelligence tab, and we've got a chat window here. We just say, ask anything about this plan or describe a change you want to make. So if we, let's just look at this. So let's just say that we thought that exterior finishing is a little bit ambitious, 4 days, 5 days, 4 days, 4 days for the roof. Now, of course, you could change it manually. You can double click the task, change the duration, do all this manually, or you can type and do it with a prompt, which is the way we're all starting to work now with these AI tools. They've sort of taught us that this other way to work, and so you just enter what you choose. I think exterior finishing is a bit ambitious. Let's double these estimates. So I just typed, I think exterior finishing is a bit ambitious. Let's double these estimates. I hit enter. The AI, and again, it knows about this entire project plan. It's proposing the change, and it's telling us that the impact to expect if you accept this. Manly, I'm curious, is this, can you read this on your screen?
Yes, I can.
You can. Okay, great. Well, I won't read it out then, but it tells you the proposed change based on the prompt, the impact to expect if you accept, and then you can choose to apply the changes or dismiss. So we say apply the changes, and before we do that, let's just select that, and that scrolls the Gantt chart to show that group. Now, if we go apply changes, you see that the duration's doubled and the Gantt chart changed. And then we can say, as easy as, let's do same for interior finishings. And again, it tells us what it's going to do. tells us what to expect if we accept it. Yes, apply the changes. And we can ask anything about the plan, anything else that looks too ambitious for timing. So yeah, you can just ask anything you want, kind of like an advisor. They're with you. It says yes, a few spots still look ambitious, given what's on the critical path with no slack, and so on. And we didn't ask, we just asked a question, so it's not proposing it does anything, but it says if you want, I can propose specific buffers and so on. So we've got this, and this chat is actually, this is our development version. It's still in development. We have not released it yet. We're just final stages of refining it, but it is really exciting, I think, how it's going to just transform the way our existing customers are going to work with it because it just makes it so efficient. What is out is this the second tab, which is insights. And the insights give you, I'll just get that going. I click the button, analyze schedule, and it is now analyzing the schedule. And it will create two reports. It'll create an executive summary, kind of a 2-page executive summary, which is typically what people get asked to write to accompany a Gantt chart PDF they may be sending out for owners, for executives, for just a layperson, somebody who can't necessarily read or understand a Gantt chart well, as well as a detailed risk report highlighting the top risks and providing mitigation strategies for each risk. So it'll highlight a risk, let you know the likelihood and the impact, and recommend how to mitigate that risk. Those
Right.
are,
Crane, I have a
yes,
question in the chat here.
yes.
I have my fingers crossed with this question. Do you have a version of GamePlan that supports colleges and universities who are looking for a technology-enhanced learning alternative to MS Project to teach project management to students? If so, how can I connect? So we can address that later. But
Sure. Yes, I can answer that because we have yes, the good news is yes, we do. We we have it. It's in use at BCIT now, where they find it very effective for teaching project management because it's so visual and tasks, dependencies, all that. It's and what we to make it as attractive as possible. We're not trying to make money off students. We charge $20 Canadian for the year. So it's a one-time $20 fee just to cover admin and there are costs to us. But that's all we charge. So yes, we do.
thanks, John, for the question. Actually, now, Crane, I have a question on this.
Mhm.
Um, so does this actually transfer over to almost like a budgeting or an estimate of costing as well?
Um, yes, we do have costing in it. Um, so yes, there's, right now there's no cost, but if I were to take all of these resources and let's say I'm going to add costs and I'm going to make them all $75 an hour. Now, if we look at the right now at $75 an hour, the planned cost of the project is $97,000. And again, that's just labor. But yes, it does. And then you can have costs at the task level. There's costs again. Costs can be fixed or variable. If they're fixed costs, you can specify when they're realized. Do they realize on a date? the start of the plan, the start of the project, or when the task kicks off. So we do have costing. Um, it's it's an area where, to be frank, not a lot of our users use it. So I haven't received a lot of feedback on it. We've tried to provide all the what we think is necessary. But yeah, it's there, and we encourage people to use it, give us feedback, and anything that needs adding, we would add.
Excellent, thanks.
Yeah.
So, John, just so that you're aware, we are recording this session, and then as well, Crane will be giving contacts afterwards, so you'll be able to follow up with Crane on LinkedIn and as well via email. Crane, by the way, John is with SAS Polytech, uh,
Okay.
and they have a few campuses, so he'll definitely be following up with you.
Okay, great.
Thanks.
Great. Yeah. So back to the fourth place we use AI with this analyze schedule generates two reports, an executive summary, you know, where in just plain English it tells you about the schedule, the plan confidence is moderate, why it's moderate. So it describes what this project is, describes the strengths, what drives the end date, the top risks, and the decisions needed this week. And then that can be exported to a PDF file for quick sending. And then we have our risk report. And the risk report contains the executive brief, overall risk assessment, and again, the top risks. And in this case, these are actual links. So largely, if I were to click on a task here, it centers that task on the whiteboard so I can easily see where it is. And then mitigation strategies. So how do I mitigate these risks? So critical path saturation with minimal contingency buffering, unowned approval gate, and no holidays defined. Yeah, no holidays. So, and then if I want to export that to a PDF file, and there's that PDF ready to ready to send with each risk was to, and then just an appendix with the supporting analysis. Um, so yeah, I will 328. I will pause there. That's of course there's a lot more to it, but that's the AI, which is what this topic was on, and that's how we're using AI to and as wherever we can to increase the efficiency and create better results for project planning and scheduling.
Okay, great. Okay,
Uh,
Shantanu, I think you had your hand up earlier, right? Do you have a question?
I do. Thank you. Thanks, Mandy. Hi, Crane. I just wanted to check with you. We've seen a fairly like a different number of task views. Is it also possible to see this from a user view? So I might be able to see those tasks for which I'm responsible and accountable.
oh, yeah, that's a great, yeah, great question. So there's a number of so there's a filter button up here where we can filter based on people. So we just randomly say those people, and now these are the tasks those people work on, and the Gantt chart is also filtered by those people. There's also lots of different reports, such as a look ahead report, which is just a day by day what has to be done to keep this project on schedule. That can also be filtered by people. And this can actually be shared online, so you don't even need a link. There's with sharing, you can share the entire plan with different permissions, but you can also have a dynamic report, which is the look ahead or the Gantt chart. So people can just this link could be sent out, and people can bring that up on any device. And you can see the first task here is site preparation. And if we go to site preparation or the first connect, what's that? Look ahead. Oh, sorry, that was the group. Obtained a demolition permit. So if we let's just say that that demolition permit, we've done it, 100% complete, on schedule. It fades away on the whiteboard. You get your standard actuals bar through the Gantt chart. And if we go back to our look ahead report that's online on somebody in the field on their phone, it just automatically falls off. So it's no longer upcoming because it's done. And then we also have notifications, and you can get a just a daily summary emailed to the plan owner, also to each person, emailing only their tasks if they have tasks for the day and anything outstanding. So one of the properties for a resource is their email address. And if that's completed, then yeah, they can get an email saying, okay, today you've got these activities, and by the way, these are overdue.
Great. Thanks for the question, Shantanu. Jessica has a question. Also missed this, that may have been in the introduction. Is this software specific to building projects or projects in any industry?
I would say projects in any industry. We have found our greatest uptake has been in the construction industry, which is why just in the last couple of years we've came out with Builder Plan, again identical, just a different name. But it can absolutely be used for anything, and you know you can put anything into that AI prompt, and it will develop a project plan for it. So yes.
And so, Crane, is it pulling out on the initial request that you did? Is it pulling out from history or from a database, or is it where would it be getting those specific tasks?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great question. So we have written an interface through with OpenAI's models, large language models. We use different ones depending on the activity we're doing. So it's using essentially it's OpenAI's technology, and yeah, we give it a very, very long and detailed prompt, uh, as well as what the user asks for, and then we take what's returned to us. We then convert that into our model data structure and present it on the whiteboard in the Gantt chart. And just a note on privacy, when you're using the OpenAI's, when you're passing it data through the API, they're very definitive that they do not use that data in any way for any model training or anything like that. When you just type into ChatGPT, they're allowed to use that what you type for further making their models better. But that's not the case when you go through the API.
Great, thanks. So Tim has a question. Can you look at multiple projects for management reporting to consider capacity or resource planning?
Yes, you can. So here, we've just got one, but you can actually have multiple projects multiple projects within the same within the same plan, and they will share resources. And so if you've got electricians, if you've got resource leveling turned on, and then your concurrent task limit is a way of kind of modeling the number of crews or the number of people that can work concurrently at the same time. If you got that at 1, you will have no resource conflicts across all of your projects that you have within the same plan.
Great, thanks. Any other questions, guys? Tim, hopefully that answers your question. Jessica, definitely answers yours. Any other questions? You can either come on mic or type in the chat. Oh, is this available to any individual to pay a fee for trial?
Yes, it is. Yes, there's so our website is gameplan.global, not gameplan.com. And if you're in the construction industry, it's builderplan.com. Again, very identical websites even. And yes, we have a pricing page on there, and we have pricing. It starts at $100 a month. That's US and that's per user. So it's not for if it's unlimited field licenses. So if people are just sort of consuming the plan, they're looking at it view only, or even if they're updating their tasks, setting percent complete, that's all free. We don't charge for that because we encourage that. We want this to be a shared and a collaborative thing. So the planner license is just for people who, just for people who are creating and editing plans. And then it is subscription based. We have to be a little bit careful with all of the AI. So here in intelligence, we actually, in the chat, we actually do have the ability to add files in here, and which is something that our users have been asking in the AI planner. They want to be able to add bid documents, add whatever data they want in here to help create the plan rather than retyping it all. Very valid. We just have to be careful with the amount. Somebody uploads a 100-page PDF file, and then the token costs are starting to grow now, as we all know. So anyway, just long answer to yes, it's a SaaS model right now, and there's but we're going to be looking at that model and maybe going on maybe even reducing the monthly and going on more of a pay for use, just so that we're not subsidizing the AI costs.
And Crystal, just so that you're aware, GamePlan Crane does work with BCIT. So Crane, Crystal is actually one of the students from BCIT.
Okay.
So you can check and follow up, Crystal, because there is a program in the plan with BCIT apparently.
Yes, I'm not sure I said this at the start, but I am Vancouver based as well. I'm not in Vancouver right now, but I am in Vancouver for most of the year, and so happy to meet in person as well.
Okay, thank you, Manny, and thank you, Kane. Yeah, I just finished my global supply chain management at BCIT. So yeah, the convocation is 2 weeks later. So I'll be in the BBA. But yeah, I'm quite interested in project management as well.
Okay, congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, do we have any other questions? Still have plenty of time, guys. Give it a moment. So I gather also, Crane, that this could also be used as a budgeting tool. Oh, Crystal's asking another one. Is the report have a few versions, summary, executive detail, and visual?
Sorry, what's the question again, Manny?
Is the report have a few versions? So does the report
Oh,
have few versions, summary, executive,
mhm.
detail, and visual? That's an interesting question.
Yeah. So yeah, so there, what we see here, we look at well, in the AI reports, we have the two. We have the risk report and the executive summary. Under this little reports tab, we've got just a task listing, daily agenda, look ahead report, a cost schedule, timesheets, a Gantt chart. You can also export. So what you see on the whiteboard, you can export to a high resolution image for printing, for sharing. The Gantt chart could be exported to PDF. You can also export to Excel, back to Microsoft Project, or back to P6. So one use case as well is, you can pull in a Microsoft project schedule, do your risk analysis on it, perhaps make changes based on the mitigation strategies it gives you, and then export it back to project. Um, the so yes, so I guess the reporting is the visual whiteboard, the Gantt chart, and then these different reports here. Or exporting, and again, exporting to, you want to send it all to Excel, then you can, of course, do whatever you want with the data, including further financial analysis if you wish. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, Crystal says thank you.
Okay.
Okay, excellent. Okay, any other questions, guys?
I guess just very quickly too, didn't show these other tasks, but here's some other, I think they're kind of on-screen reporting. Project start, finish, total time, cost now, total work, percent complete. There's a listing of all the tasks, a listing of all your milestones in your project. And this one's important because as soon as with milestones, you can have due dates on them. So if that was due, let's say, make it Christmas Day for fun. It's now telling you it's 11 days early. A quick snapshot of all your milestones gives you a symbol if you're on time or running late. If we just go back to the plan and let's just say the next task on the critical path, it was finished, but it wasn't finished on time. It actually took an extra 2 weeks. And now if we go and look at our milestones, we're now late and we're now 3 days late. So again, any delay in the project, you immediately see the impact of that delay and how it impacts all of your committed project deliverables, which is again just a really important part of the whole planning and scheduling process. It's one thing to create the plan and then follow it. And so often these plans get created, but then a week later they're out of date and nobody updates them because they're hard to update and they're hard to keep up to date. And if you don't update them, then they become very useless very quickly. So we stress it's really important to just add what's happening and especially any delays. And then the benefit is that you immediately see the impact of those delays. This people tab just shows you all of the people working on the project and their utilization within their start and finish dates. So you can see where people, and again, it's, yeah, all 100% utilized. If they were over, if we didn't have resource leveling on, then they were over capacity, it would show that there as well. And then costs over time, as well as your cost categories. Here we enter all the costs on people. So that's kind of it, on-screen reporting that I wanted to mention.
Okay, great. Okay. Any other questions, guys? Quiet group today, it looks like. Oh, are there budgeting tools as well?
Not over and above what I have showed already.
So you
So
probably can export to another format, right? To focus on budgeting.
you certainly can export to Excel, yes.
Okay. Okay, thanks, Jessica. Aisha, is it going to trigger any notification or email if we are reaching our deadline? Interesting question.
That's a great question. And no, it doesn't. But it will send out that daily email that will show you if you're behind schedule, and it will show you if there's overdue tasks that haven't been marked complete. But no, if everything's on schedule, it actually doesn't do that. But that's a great request, and something like that could certainly be added in fairly easily. The beautiful thing now is with AI, it's very easy to put in, especially a small enhancement like that. Could be done. Claude Code could do that in within an hour, I'm sure.
Great, thanks, Aisha. Any other questions? Hi, Crane. This is from Vitor. Can you manage the access level for each user? And then as well, does AI help with daily reports across teams?
Okay, good questions. So the first one, the access levels for the different users. We have, if I were to add the access levels that we have are uh, view only. So people can view everything that I'm showing on the screen, but that's all they can do. Track progress. So all they can do is set tasks partially or fully complete or enter timesheets and then full edit. So we only have those three, and we don't currently restrict, so they can only see parts of the software. They see everything, but this controls what they can actually do. And the second question was, oh, sorry, can you remind me, Manly?
Does AI help with daily reports across teams?
Right. No, it does not. It does not at the moment, no. No, the reporting we have developed that ourselves, and yeah, we haven't, but that's certainly an interesting application. I bet there's potential for it to help there as well.
Great, thanks, Vitor. Any other questions, guys? Okay, great. Okay, well, thanks everyone. And again, thanks, Crane. It's very interesting stuff. Um, Oh, Jessica's saying thank you. Very interesting. Looking forward to following up. Yeah, I have a feeling there'll be a couple people reaching out. Again, thank you very much, Crane. Much appreciated. So just so everybody's aware, we will be sharing this on our YouTube channel. We'll be sending out an email with a link to everyone that has registered for the session. And you will have the ability to reach out to Crane afterwards via LinkedIn or via email. You'll have that option as well. So please do follow up with them. And as well, definitely check out the video. Follow us on YouTube. We do have a lot of different sessions that are being posted on a regular basis. So I'm going to close off here. Again, thanks very much, Crane. Much appreciated. Thanks for everybody for attending. If you do have any other suggestions on different topics that you'd like to see, please do not hesitate to reach out to the chapter. Thanks again, everyone, and we'll see you soon.
Okay.
Thank you, Crane, and thank you, Manley.
Thank you, Manley, and thank you everyone for your time and great questions. Thank you.
Thanks again.
Please reach out anytime.